I think about it all the time, said Fern, picking snow from her ear. After Christmas, the thermometer dropped to 10 below zero. Cold settled on the world. The pasture was bleak and frozen. I'm Justin Minkel, and I teach second grade at Jones Elementary, Northwest Arkansas. About 99% of our students live in poverty. Almost all the kids are either first or second generation immigrants. And that leads to all kinds of issues in terms of food insecurity, in some cases homelessness. But specifically, one thing that I noticed was that kids didn't have a lot of books at home. A lot of the kids only had 3 books at home, 5 books, 7 books. And in one case, there's a little girl who only had 1 book in her entire home. We kind of, at our school, have gone through this evolution of just going from thinking about the time kids spend when they're in our care to really seeing them in context of their families and their communities. So I just realized that, even though we were doing all the right things in class in terms of, guided reading and read aloud and all those things teachers do, there was this gap happening at home. So we closed that book gap through the Home Library Project. The Home Library Project starts by kind of meeting with parents along with the kids, talking about the importance of reading being something that's fun and pleasurable. It's not just a chore. And then we have them set up a home library in their home. And there are a couple ways to do it, but a lot of times they come through the library. There's a huge book fair set up, and they can go pick books for free. The kids have a lot of choice when they come in to select individual books from the book fair. They basically pick 5 books from this huge array of thousands of books. They show their teacher to make sure that they're more or less on their level, and then they just check out. Imagine your very first memory reading, and I would imagine it's with someone you love. For a lot of our students, their first experience with books really doesn't happen until kindergarten. This is a way not only to help kind of accelerate their reading growth or get them excited about books, but it creates this experience for them where reading becomes something that's not just for school, it's something that you do on your own with the people you love. And we also have family literacy nights where the parents come in, they learn some kind of techniques in terms of things to do at home. One of the great things about our principal, I think, is that she really sees kids in context of their families. And so we realized that it's not just about giving kids an excellent foundation during the hours they're with us, but it's also making sure that their parents have the tools to support them at home. The other thing is a lot of the parents are literate in Spanish, just not in English. And so just by providing them with books that are bilingual, they're able to foster their child's reading development and have this activity to do with them. The first time I did the project, it was the most reading growth I'd ever seen, really significantly. Not only are they reading more at home, do they have more books in the home, but are their attitudes toward reading changing? And generally we see even kids who don't like to read at first, when they have their own books that are on their level, they start to love to read. And what we see with kids in reading is it's not just that, okay, good, now they're on grade level, we can check that box. It really changes them as a person. So, when you see kids become strong readers, they become more confident, they become more curious about the world. That little girl who only had 1 book at home is the child who made 2 years of growth in 1 year. It really changed her demeanor, her confidence increased, she started smiling more, and she also changed the way her family spent their evenings, because instead of always watching TV, they would ask her to read to them. She really was able to change the way that her family spent their evenings, by adding this new kind of nightly ritual. So I think the Home Library Project is this incredibly, cost-effective intervention that accelerates reading development, fosters family literacy, but it folds into this bigger idea that really we want kids to love reading, and that doesn't happen a lot of times for high poverty kids in particular. And so the Home Library Project is a way to fold in read aloud, guided reading, independent reading, but connect it to what the kids do when they go home every night too. The days will lengthen, the ice will melt in the pasture pond, the song sparrow will return and sing, the frogs will awake, the warm wind will blow again. All these sights and sounds and smells will be yours to enjoy, Wilbur, this lovely world, these precious days.